Part 4, Knowing the Student with ADHD by Dr. Marty Harris. This presentation includes audio that reads the slides. Therefore, closed captioning will not be used. What we think we know. Teachers often believe that, quote, they know ADHD when they see it, end quote. But do they? Teachers have been guilty of misdiagnosing when they shouldn't be diagnosing at all. Teachers have been guilty of blaming the parents instead of working with parents to help students with ADHD. Teachers have been guilty of blaming the child instead of using best practices. Why? Because teachers need to learn more about ADHD and continue to update themselves with the most current research. What is it like? It's like going 100 miles an hour the wrong way and not knowing why. Where are these students with ADHD on the bell curve? From giftedness to cognitive delay, students can have ADHD. In fact, just as the majority of all students have average intelligence, it can be said that the majority of students with ADHD have average intelligence. 3 common learning characteristics: inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity. Teachers should be able to describe, recognize, and distinguish these 3 learning characteristics. Inattention includes difficulty following teachers' directions, confused about where they should be and what they should be doing, cannot focus on the task to be learned or who to pay attention to, focus on the wrong features of the task, trouble shifting from one activity to another, can't focus on details. Approach to learning is disorganized or inefficient. Distractible. Hyperactivity includes energetic or enthusiastic behavior that goes beyond positive and into negatives. Fidgety, squirmy in the chair, bothering others, continually off task, both physically and verbally. Unable to concentrate due to distractions. Ongoing stream of thoughts and ideas in mind when should be concentrating. Thus, distractibility may cause hyperactivity or vice versa. Distractible means paying attention to too many things. Distractible includes noticing everything in the room and have to look at or touch everything in the room. Seem to hear every conversation that is happening in the room and are confused by who is saying what and what they are saying. Fail to be able to filter out stimuli to attend to one thing, one person, or one task. Feel bombarded by the environment and very overwhelmed by it all. Impulsivity includes jump to action without thinking of the consequences, respond too quickly and blurt out answers, blurt out whatever they are thinking regardless of whether or not their comments fit the conversation or topic. Barkley's model of ADHD characteristics. 1. Behavioral inhibition. 2. Executive function. 3. Time awareness and management. 3. Persistent, goal-directed behavior. Barkley is a leader in the field of ADHD. His model helps us understand the complexities of ADHD. 1. Behavioral inhibition. Problems in behavioral inhibition set the stage for problems in executive functions as well as time awareness and management, which then disrupt the person's ability to engage in persistent, goal-directed behavior. Behavioral inhibition involves 3 abilities. 1. Delay a response. 2. Interrupt an ongoing response if one detects that the response is inappropriate because of sudden changes in the demands of the task. Or 3. Protect a response from distracting or competing stimuli. Number 2, executive function. Ability to self-regulate one's behavior through working memory, inner speech, control of emotions and arousal levels, and analysis of problems and communication of problem solutions to others. 3. Time awareness and management. Crucial skill in school. Typically, students learn better time management as they go through school, yet students with ADHD may not improve their time awareness and management skills. Students with ADHD do not naturally learn time awareness and management. Lack of time awareness and time management skills cause serious problems in adult life. 4. Persistent goal-directed behavior. Poor behavior inhibition, poor executive function, and poor time awareness and management add up to poor goal-directed behavior. General characteristics of ADHD. 1. Cognitive. Difficulty planning, organizing, integrating thoughts and tasks. Difficulty managing inhibition, impulsivity, decreased time attending to task, etc. Number 2. Academic. Less time studying, difficulty attending to tasks and organizing academics, difficulty listening to directions, making careless mistakes, lack of independence to do work. Number 3. Social emotional. Difficulty with peer relationships and few friends, trouble with verbal and physical aggression and bullying, may be victim of bullying and teasing. Keep Barkley's model in mind. Let's re-examine the 3 subtypes of ADHD. Predominantly inattentive type, acronym ADD. Predominantly hyperactive, impulsive type, acronym ADHD. Combined type, acronym ADHD/ADD. Predominantly inattentive type, acronym ADD. Failing to pay close attention to details and making careless mistakes that are inconsistent with the child's developmental level. Failing to sustain attention to tasks and/or play activities. Failing to listen even when spoken to directly. Failing to complete tasks. Having difficulty with organization. Resisting working on tasks that require sustained attention. losing materials and objects, becoming easily distracted, being forgetful. Predominantly hyperactive impulsive type, acronym ADHD. Hyperactivity includes fidgeting or squirming, having difficult time remaining seated during class when other students are able to do so, running or climbing excessively when it is not appropriate, having difficulty playing quietly, acting as though he or she is driven by a motor, talking too much. Impulsivity includes blurting out answers, difficulty waiting for his or her turn, interrupting others or butting into activities, playing with objects in a silly manner, such as using a ruler as a sword during the lesson. Combined type, acronym ADHD/ADD. Any of the behaviors listed for the inattentive type, any of the characteristics listed for the hyperactive impulsive type. Does not have to have all the characteristics. Characteristics may vary from day to day, situation to situation. Those with combined type may exhibit features of both, but generally are more like students with hyperactive impulsiveness. This chart is a comparison of ADHD to ADD based on several traits. The traits are decision-making, boundaries, assertion, attention-seeking, popularity, and most common diagnosis. Under decision-making, students with ADHD are impulsive, while students with ADD are sluggish. Under boundaries, students with ADHD are intrusive and rebellious, while students with ADD honors boundaries, polite and obedient. Under assertion, students with ADHD are bossy and irritating, while students with ADD are under-assertive, overly polite, and docile. Under attention-seeking, students with ADHD show off, egotistical, best at worst, while students with ADD are modest, shy, socially withdrawn. Under popularity, students with ADHD attracts new friends but doesn't bond with friends, while students with ADD bonds with friends but doesn't attract new friends. Under most common diagnosis, students with ADHD are often diagnosed as oppositional defiant or conduct disorder, while students with ADD are often diagnosed with depression or energy focused inward. Parenting. As the ADHD definition states, hyperactive behavior begins at the developmental stages. Dad, I'm exhausted. No one ever said it would be this hard. After 3 drinks of water, 2 stories, and a back rub, he's finally in bed. I thought he'd never get to sleep. Probably all parents have had this bedtime battle, but what if it was every night and then the child never takes a nap? Could this be an early sign of ADHD? only if it is one of several behavioral patterns that are atypical. Parenting. Often parents of students with ADHD are blamed for their child's behaviors. ADHD is not a case of bad parenting. What's the matter? I can't do this stupid homework. Can I help you? Hey, Dad, need some help? Just as these kids are hard to teach, these kids are hard to parent. Probably every parent experiences at least a couple battles over homework. For the parents of children and/or adolescents with ADHD, the battle is constant. So let's work as a team with parents to ensure that every student with ADHD gets an education that is special. References: Friend, 2011. Hallahan, Kaufman, and Pullen, 2009. Eward, 2009. Eward, Albert-Morgan, and Conrad, 2017. Kirk, Gallagher, and Coleman, 2015. Smith and Tyler, 2010. Taylor, Smiley, and Richards, 2009. Turnbull, Sjogren, and Weimeyer, 2016. Vaughn, Boss, and Schwum, 2016. This presentation is copyrighted by Dr. Marty Harris, 2017, 2015, 2010, 2005, 2000, and 1998. Thanks for listening.